What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Breaking news as of a couple hours ago. I making this live reaction video right now. I mean, it's not live, but you know what I mean. Reacting as a couple hours ago. Charles Oliveira, I pulled out of UFC 294, and Alexander Volkanovski is coming to replace him on 11 days' notice, and we officially have the rematch. And I honestly am still in awe. I know it's only, I mean, how many times am I going to say it's only been a couple hours, but I don't even know what to think of this right now. My first thoughts were when I saw it, because I was in the middle of watching the Contender series when I was scrolling through Twitter and saw like reports that Oliveira had pulled out, but I didn't really want to believe it. In fact, I kind of wanted to refuse to believe it until like another 20 minutes after I saw the rumors spinning back fist came out and officially like announced it. I mean, I take them pretty officially anyways. I guess it's not official until it's the UFC, but I saw spinning back fist post about it, and as soon as I saw that, I knew it was real. And I mean, wow, Volk. I mean, all props to Volk. You know, Justin Gaethje needs to hand that BMF belt over because we clearly know who the real one is. It's this mighty midget Australian over here, and he's. I'm amazed. If you guys don't know everything that's gone down by now, then last night, I guess however the time zones are working because it's all international and stuff. But for sake of reference, last night Oliveira was doing some sparring training, and in the fifth round, his very last round of sparring training that he was doing before he was gonna like go get on his airplane to go to Abu Dhabi and everything, he gets a giant like just gash, not even a cut, just a giant gash opened up over his eyebrow. I saw other reports that said that he broke his ankle, but I only saw one report that said that. So I would take that with a grain of salt. I have seen the pictures of the eyebrow gash come out though, so I know that's true. Really sucks for Oliveira. I'm heartbroken for him, honestly. If you guys don't know, or if you guys could have just guessed, I'm a huge Oliveira fan, and this is really sad to see. I was really excited for that rematch. I really wanted Oliveira to get that, get that win. I wanted him to come back and prove everything, but obviously we're getting this rematch instead. And not that I'm not upset about this rematch. This is a great fight, but I just hate that it's happening like this. Volk should not be coming in on 11 days notice. Islam shouldn't have to fight him on 11 days notice either. This sucks for everybody involved because Volk is starting with a massive disadvantage, and Islam doesn't get any credit if he wins, you know? And if he loses, he gets shat on even harder because Volk came in on 11 days notice, and if he wins, of course he was going to win. It's on 11 days notice. And it just, for one of the biggest rematches of all time, it's just absolutely terrible to see that this is how it's going to go down because one of the biggest rematches of all time is going to have one of the biggest asterisks next to it, you know? There's going to be, I mean, if Volk wins, he doesn't need no, he gets credit, but like Islam gets no credit if he wins. If he wins, it's like you were supposed to. If he loses, it's oh my god, you lost to Volkanovski on 11 days notice. And if Volkanovski loses, it's just oh well, when he had a full camp, he made it. You know, it was tooth and nail. It was super close. It was arguably like a, arguably should have gone to him. So the fact that it's gone this way is really upsetting to me. I would have rather they just took Gamrot, who was already the backup fighter, and put him against Islam. I don't even care that that would have been an easy title defense for him. Because let's be honest, most of these fights for him in the lightweight division are probably pretty easy. That was one of the things that made people like Volk and Charles so exciting. But now there's just like, I can say I'm not even really that excited for this. Honestly, I don't see, like, outside of just that same thought you always have, like, where it's like, oh, it's a fight, anything can happen, puncher's chance, like, yeah, you could say all of that all you want. It's but there's just a certain level where that doesn't work, you know? Volk's not just gonna randomly catch Islam with a knockout punch, you know? That's just not going to happen. He's not going to catch him in a flash submission. It's not going to happen. Islam is way too defensively sound for that. And I'm not exactly the Islam's biggest fan, but I definitely am willing to play devil's advocate for him and give him the credit he's due. He's definitely due a lot of credit. And oh my God, they haven't updated that. That's hilarious. Shows how quickly this happened. First of all, let's go over it. So if Volkanovski wins this, right? Any every single weight class below middleweight has so fighters that are 35 years of age and older have a 2-30 record of winning in title fights for every weight class that's below middleweight. So Volk was already slated to possibly get upset by Topuria, and now he's just, I mean, he's absolutely just screwed. You know, there's really no way to say it. I love Volk. I would really love him to get this double champ, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really can't see how Volk wins this on 11 days notice without the proper time to be able to bulk up, without a proper time to properly cut to 155. I get that'll be easier than the 145, but it's still a cut, you know? A weight cut's never really that easy. And, you know, it's like Islam doesn't get his credit. I'm going to say it again. He won't get his credit for winning this. And I can't say that I want to give him that much credit for winning this either, because it is 11 days notice. No, I don't, like, I know Volkanovski's a crazy good fighter, but, you know, if we want to go off the rumors of UFC 297 that was going to go down for Volkanovski and Topuria, that would indicate to me that Volk may have just entered training camp for that fight, or maybe was going to start in a couple weeks, you know? And don't forget that the whole reason Volk didn't fight even sooner than he is now is because of the hand injury he had after the Yair fight and the surgery he went under. So he's coming off of surgery. He's taking this fight on 11 days notice, a weight class above, against a guy who is poised to probably become a top 10 GOAT, you know? He's got a pretty good start. And, you know, Volkanovski loses this fight. He's 0-2 against Islam officially. There's no way they make that rematch. There is just no way. And the biggest thing about it to me, too, is that in their first fight, Volk had every advantage he could have possibly had. You know, Islam in that fight, to me, looked a lot smaller than he normally does. He didn't seem like he had the best weight cut. I think it had to do with that Western Australian Commission banning the use of banning the use of IVs and stuff. And it was also in Australia, Volk's home territory, should have been home judges. Like, now I think Islam's got the reads. Volk might be a little bit bigger this time around because he's going to have to make like an emergency weight cut to 155, which could help him a little bit. But, you know, he was thinking for a guy like Ilia Topuria, who is not terrible on the ground, but is definitely more of a striker and a boxer at that specifically, which is just not what Islam is. And Volk prepared in his last training camp for a striker in Yair Rodriguez too. So Volk's not really like fresh and ready to go for a wrestler, if you know what I mean. I don't know, guys. I feel like I just went on a huge, like, depressing rant against Volkanovski. I'm 100% rooting for him and backing him up. You want to talk about 2023 being the year of the upsets and the year of the underdogs for UFC? If Volk wins this fight, that will cement it. If Volk wins this fight, this is 100% the year of the underdogs. In fact, if Volk wins this fight, I'm probably going to take Stipe by KO. You know what I mean? Like, that's how crazy this is to me right now. I still can't believe this. And on top of that, Dana White's out here saying that Costa and Chimaev is in jeopardy, and he should have, as I'm recording this, he's saying that he should have an answer to this fight, whether it's still happening or not, in a couple of hours' time. So, I mean, we've all been seeing the stuff about Costa and his elbow surgery that he got like 3 weeks ago. Why he would get the surgery in the middle of camp has really no good answer other than he's trying to get out of this fight, which to me just basically tells me we can cut this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, dude. This is going to be the biggest fight of your career by far. I would say this is bigger than his title fight, honestly. He's going to pull crap like this. He's going to pull antics like this. Like, you are not fighting enough to be worth this, my guy. You are not putting up performances that are worth acting like this. Your Twitter is not enough to save this, okay? If you pull out of this fight or get pulled because of because of the elbow surgery and stuff that you, for some reason, inexplicably decided to get in the middle of training camp and tell everybody about, we can cut him. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I like his personality. He's in some fun fights for the most part, but it's just he's holding up a spot. It's the same reason why I wouldn't even care if we cut Brian Ortega right now. The UFC is the same with and without these guys. Costa doesn't bring anything other than a funny Twitter, and he can do that from his couch, not from the number 6 ranked spot in middleweight. The problem with that is, who do you get to fight Chimaev? I mean, there's nobody that I can really think of. I mean, I want to go look at these middleweight rankings right now. Who do we put him against? I don't want to put him against Dricus du Plessis because DDP should be going for a title shot. Whitaker's probably still coming off his injury. You could do Jared Cannonier, but he's probably not even close to ready. I heard Vittori already declined that, so that's not happening. I saw Delidze was out there tweeting about it, calling for the fight. I would love that. That's a gangster move from Delidze. I think it's a really easy fight for Chimaev. But, I mean, at least it's something, And at least Delidze is a bit of a grappler, so that'd be interesting to see, especially at the higher up weight class. But at the end of the day, I mean, that is just... I'm losing it right now. That is just... You guys, I don't even know what to say here right now. I really don't. I mean, like, this completely changes everything. Whoever they get to replace Chimaev will be, short notice replacement. So I'm probably just going to take Chimaev by a first round sub. After that, sub or knockout, whatever, depending on which opponent it is. And this fight, I mean, as much as I want Volkanovski to win, I will be rooting for Volkanovski to win. I can't realistically pick him to win this fight at all. I can't. And I have to take Islam. I think he's going to finish him. I'm going with a submission, probably second or third round, I think he's probably going to hit him. I know Ortega caught him in those couple of things, and Islam can probably do the same. And when Islam gets it, he's no Ortega. Islam's going to finish that. I know Ortega usually finishes that. Volk's a different breed. Islam's another breed on top of that. Wow, guys, this card is falling apart in front of our eyes. I mean, the rest of these fights are still really good. Don't get me wrong, but these were the stars of the show, and this fight, I just can't get excited for it. Not on 11 days' notice. They should have just taken Gamrot as the backup and just delayed it all, let Islam defend against Gamrot, let Volk defend against Topuria. I don't know, figure it out from there, but I've credit to Volkanovski. According to Dana White, all it took was one phone call. As soon as he heard about Oliveira, he just took one phone call to Volk and he said yes. Props to Volk, absolute gangster, absolute badass, absolute BMF, but this is essentially legacy suicide for him. He can't. He would be better. He would have been better off not taking this fight and also never fighting Islam again for his legacy. That would have been better for his legacy than this, because now he's going to take this and lose to him and never get a shot at 155 again, because I think we've all been in pretty unanimous agreement. We don't really see anybody other than possibly Oliveira or possibly Volk taking the strap from Islam. So with Volk going into this fight with this massive disadvantage, the fact that last fight was so neck and neck makes me think that any advantages that the other guy can get that are clearly just straight up advantages will make it a cakewalk, essentially, almost. So I'm not even excited for this. It should have been just Gamrot. We should have just had Islam versus somebody else. Alex defends later. I don't know. I mean, I'm still going to watch it. You bet your ass I'm still going to be there. October 21st, my happy ass on the couch watching this. If nothing else, I want to see Johnny Walker upset Ankalaev, so. Absolutely insane scenes coming out of the UFC right now. I wanted to talk about the Dana White's Contender Series, but because some crazy stuff happened on there and it was the last week, but this completely eclipses that, you guys. Oh my God. Anyways, that was me going on a rant reacting to the news that's just come out. I don't have much else to say, you guys. This is just crazy. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the video. Let me know how you guys think these new matchups are going to shake out. Who do you think is going to be the replacement for Paulo Costa? Do you think Volk can get it done and become definitely a top 5 GOAT of all time if he can pull this off? I mean, 100%. Oh my God. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.